The captain nodded off at 10,000 meters, but when he woke up, he felt a sense of danger. The plane had not only reached the Pacific Ocean, but it was also running low on fuel. To make matters worse, when he checked the coordinates, he realized they were way off course, but the captain was too scared to tell his two teammates. He had to reach out to the control tower for assistance. Unexpectedly, a Japanese voice was heard, and in a panic, they quickly shut off the radio. Then they started communicating using Morse code, and currently before the fuel runs out completely. Feeling exhausted, the bombardier decided to lighten the load to reduce fuel consumption, so he dropped his cargo into the sea. Meanwhile, the captain scrambled to find the right coordinates to make a turnaround. After 10 minutes in the air, they attempted to retransmit the radio, but there was no response. They were low on fuel. It's a dire situation. The captain had the crew grab their survival kits before making an emergency landing in the Pacific. The plane made a successful landing on the sea, but the impact caused significant damage to the cabin, and water is rushing in. The captain didn't. I didn't waste any time and left right away. He stood on the wing and unfolded the life raft, but Will's seatbelt was trapped. No matter how hard he couldn't get it off. Before long, he and the plane sank into the water. When the captain finally reacted, he realized the plane was nowhere to be found. Fortunately, Will managed to free himself before he suffocated, but before they could reach their life vests, the plane sank rapidly. Right after swimming to the surface, the captain overturned the life raft. They worked together to flip it back. The space was tight, so they lay down flat and squeezed in together. But they could never have imagined that Will would go through a life that's worse than death. The ocean is really cold at night, and with their clothes soaked, the three guys were shivering. All they could do was wrap their arms around themselves for warmth, even though they were facing a life and death situation. Will and Mike slept soundly all night long. They even played a game. The captain, however, remained optimistic that a rescue team would arrive for them. I stayed up all night gazing out at the ocean, worried about missing any opportunity to reach out for help, but just when they were about to lose hope, Mike suddenly spotted a tiny black dot. As the black dot grew larger, they came to the realization that it was one of their own. The guys were really pumped. They believed they would finally be rescued. They were flailing their clothes and yelling at the top of their lungs, trying to catch the plane's attention. But just a moment later, the plane still didn't notice them. It turned around and flew away. They watched helplessly as the plane disappeared further and further into the distance. They soon realized that without food and water, it would be a struggle to survive in the Pacific Ocean. It turned into a major issue once more. After the captain managed to calm down a bit, he organized an inventory of all the supplies, which included a pistol and 2 magazines, and a knife along with a 25-foot nylon rope. The rest was inedible, and what about it? Unfortunately, the life raft was manufactured in 1937, which makes matters even worse, and so they deprived themselves of food throughout the night. In the middle of the ocean, they were drifting without direction. By this point, the captain was really thirsty, so he grabbed his shoe and poured himself a glass of homemade beer.